The Blitz is on, guys. With just 3 months to go until the air date of Season 1 of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, their marketing team has finally opened the floodgates to us. Recently, Entertainment Weekly released some official photos and an article from the production, and I'm dead. Let's just deep dive right in. Everyone. All right, pardon my emotional outbursts from time to time throughout this taping, but this human cannot contain their excitement. And of course, I'm talking about the exclusive first look that we got at the upcoming Amazon Prime original series, The Wheel of Time, which recently bestowed some photos unto Entertainment Weekly. And we're going to talk about them. But first, hi, I'm Tom, and I'm your host for today's episode of Dragonmount.com's Wheel of Time community show. Now, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tor Books, and all of you astoundingly gorgeous humans that contribute to Dragonmount.com's Patreon. Okay, all right. Breathe. Here we go. All right. Now, on to the task at hand. The amazing images and info that we've been gifted from Amazon and Entertainment Weekly. Now, those who have been watching for the past few months, you'll remember that we here at Dragonmount have been predicting an ad blitz from Amazon about at the 2 to 4 month mark from when the show is set to premiere. Now, it's safe to say that this is a healthy start, and it puts us around the inside of the 3 month mark from a mid to end of November release date. Which means for all of us thirsty fans, the trailer is probably coming soon. Could be even the end of August, beginning of September. But, you know, I could feel the pressure building in the pattern. We want the trailer, Amazon. Give us the pressure. Excuse me, sorry. So now, I'm not saying for sure that that's going to happen, but another poignant date amongst the Wheel of Time community is the 16th of September, which of course is the date that Robert Jordan passed away, where he rejoined the pattern of the universe. Now, that also marks the 2-year anniversary of the first day of shooting. Amazon previously shared a video to commemorate that very event.
Hey everyone, today is our first day of principal photography on the Wheel of Time television series. And for all of us, it's a little bit emotional because it is also quite coincidentally the 12th anniversary of the author Robert Jordan's passing. Now let's talk about the the new images from Entertainment Weekly. So Entertainment Weekly recently shared fantastic and exclusive article about the production of this show. The article is available online and it's linked in our show's notes, but you can also find it in the September print issue of the magazine, which goes on sale this week. So WoT collectors, get out there and get your copies now. First off, I have to mention the cover. Halle Berry. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said about Miss Halle Berry. That's all we need to say. Yeah, Halle Berry. Now on to why we're all here. The cover reads, as you can see, is The Wheel of Time the next Game of Thrones? Now, my immediate response to this posed question is an obvious yes. But in reality, it entirely depends on how the show is received by the larger uninitiated audience. And what I mean by uninitiated, of course, is those who will be experiencing The Wheel of Time for the first time through the show itself. Now, Amazon kind of banks that the majority of the book fans are going to watch this show. But they really need a larger audience to continue a show of this size. Now, I'm not saying that it's a negative thing for people to first experience The Wheel of Time through the show. I honestly cannot wait for the Wheel of Time family to grow, our fandom to just grow with more folks who are going to discover Robert Jordan's world for the first time. I love being part of that journey for people when I see them see things that, you know, I know is coming, and or hear their theories and see if they're, you know, right or wrong, and, you know that they're going to be excited about things. I really enjoy that. I love going along that journey with people. The first shot is the squad. Now, you can just feel the team walking like badasses in slow motion. Like, that's the shot that this would be. I mean, even though it would be like a ridiculous shot to be in the show, this is probably just a promotional picture, but still, like, this would be like, you know, the cheesy 1980s team walking towards the screen, explosion behind them, slow motion shot that we got in like a trailer. But the best part of this picture for me are the costumes. Finally, our amazing cosplay community has costumes to dive into and start building. I cannot wait to see what they do. All right, sorry. What I really mean to say is we get our first look at what I'm sure is going to be just a snippet of the costumes from our lovelies. I mean, the main characters that they'll be strutting around in, of course. First, I'll start off with the Two Rivers squad. Now, I think the costume designers really got the feel of them right here. So what I mean by that is, like, the costumes look fantastic. They look great. But what you can really tell here is that they're meant to be that of more of a rural folk from this world. Now, I say that because mainly, you know, you have lots of furs and unrefined animal skins that are present in their costumes, as well as just low quality wool and stuff like that. It doesn't look like it's ultra refined, so, you know, super clean that you would see in like a large city like Tarvalin or Camelin. Now, Rand seems to be wearing a coat almost made entirely of animal hide, while Perrin has a little bit of gray fur on the cuffs of his tunic. Egwene's outfit very much screams folksy farm girl, so like there it is. Anyway, we have Matt. He looks like he's already trying to dress the part of the scruffy bad boy. And then last, but most assuredly not least, from the Two Rivers squad is Zoe Robbins, Nynaeve Almera. Now, her dress is probably still considered like low quality in a city like I mentioned, Tarvalon or Camelin, but Nynaeve's wisdom dress is just obviously a slightly better cut than the rest of the Two Rivers crew, and I love it. I love the color. I love the way it lays. I love everything about it. She looks fantastic, and obviously the braid, great, just perfect. Well done. I love all of them across the board. On to the amazingness that is Moiraine and Lan too. I guess he's all right. So we'll start with Lan, or Lan, but Lan. He looks the part of the ever stalwart minimalist warrior that he is. Very little accents, all utility, very light leather armor, if any, which, while maybe not cover accurate from Eye of the World, it is in fact book accurate Lan from Eye of the World and the rest of the series, when he never wears plate armor. So onto the stunning, strong, gorgeous Rosamund Pike as Moiraine Damodred, Aes Sedai of the Blue Aja. Now, I say that because obviously here she is decked out in blue as benefits an Aes Sedai of her Aja. Now, she's from head to toe, and find out. But as she would probably say, test that assumption at your convenience. Now, her cloak, or maybe oversized shawl, but probably cloak, top, her bottom, her boots, just so good. I love it. This is almost exactly how I pictured Moiraine in my head. I mean, obviously her face is a little different because when I was younger, I didn't know Rosamund Pike, but perfect. Like just perfect. Like I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, if we zoom in on that ring here, it looks like there might be a blue gemstone maybe incorporated into a ring that she is wearing here. Now, she might not be wearing the Aes Sedai ring in this shot because we don't know when, you know, what version of the costume she's wearing here. This could be the undercover one that she wears in Barillon or in the Two Rivers, where she's not wearing her Aes Sedai ring prominently. But thanks to some other pictures that we see later, I think this might actually be the Aes Sedai ring. Now, it makes sense that Amazon would want to change the ring somewhat, in my opinion. The version of the Aes Sedai ring that we all know from Badali Jewelry and others has been widely available for more than 20 years. So that ring is played out, and I don't want to say played out because I enjoy that ring still as well, but the problem is people have it already. So if you watch the Wheel of Time show and that is the exact ring they're selling, you're not going to really feel inclined to want to go out and get it. And if I was a marketing person for Amazon, I would say we have to change the design of the ring even somewhat so that people want it. Now, I hope they do it well. Like, obviously, like, I want it to look cool. If they can make an homage to the original ring somehow, incorporated into it, that's cool too. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, fresh takes on things, you know, people's reimagining of this world that I've known for 20 years. So you're probably not wondering right now, what are you not thrilled about, Thom? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. I do try to reserve judgment for things like this because mainly, you know, this is just a promotional photo, like I said, but also I want to see the actual show. I want to see everything together. I want to see the makeup, the lighting, the camera angles, you know, the story of the show, how things play out before I make snap judgments. But the thing that strikes me immediately when I see this picture is, where's Perrin's axe, you know, or weapon of any kind? Now, we don't know when exactly this picture was taken. There was some talk on social media from Sarah that they've been holding this picture for quite some time and they were really excited to release it. So it could have been just early on in the process, and maybe Perrin's prop axe wasn't even made yet when they filmed this picture. But you could see Matt here seems to be wearing like a scabbard or a baldric or sheath of some kind on his back. Rand, you could see a sword poking out from his coat, which is probably Tam's sword. Lan is Lan. He's probably covered from head to toe in pointy things that can kill you. Moiraine, Nynaeve, and Egwene are just walking weapons in their own right, but I'm sure there's belt knives under all of those folds of their dresses and inside of their cloaks. But missing here is Perrin's iconic axe. I mean, or any weapon. The axe, of course, given to him by his blacksmithing teacher, Master Luhan. Now, as I said, this is just a promotional photo, so could be that it's just not there yet. They didn't have it. They didn't want to use it for this photo. Or maybe this is another divergence from the books. Maybe Perrin doesn't carry a weapon. I'd be interested to see why that is, if that is the case. Probably not, but, you know, whatever. So what do you all think? Let us know in the comments below. Now on to the next image. We have Lan, or Lan, carrying Moiraine within the ruined and very haunted city of Shadar Logoth. Christian Holb, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I might be pronouncing it wrong, and I'm sorry. He wrote a fantastic article that accompanies these images, and you all should go and read it. But beneath this image here, he quotes Rafe Judkins saying, "We literally built Shadar Logoth from scratch for 15 minutes of airtime, because that is how important it is to the series." Now, readers of the books will know the importance of Shadar Logoth later on, but is this maybe Rafe hinting that those story points are being kept in, or, you know, just food for thought? But back to the image. Now, what we have here is an image of something that is a common occurrence in the earlier books of the series, which is Moiraine having channeled herself into exhaustion and Lan being forced to literally carry her to safety. Now, at this point in the story, it's probably from Moiraine fending off several fists of Trollocs with walls of pure fire. So, you know, it's fair that she's a little tired. Now, the squad is fleeing those shadow spawn, and that is what forces them into this accursed city of Shadar Logoth, one which even the abominations created by the Dark One's most disturbed followers are scared to enter, by the way. Just gonna put that out there. Now, the city, from what we could see here, looks fantastic. It's a little less ruined than I would have thought that Shadar Logoth would be, but, you know, also at the same time, it's supposed to kind of tempt people to go into it, so maybe not. The forgotten and now damned city, which was once known as Aridhall, really just have beautiful architecture, even within the pages of the books, but on the image as well. Though I really want to say that even this promotional photo makes me feel the malevolence that is just lurking beneath the surface. And it makes me excited to see what the cinematographers, the director, you know, all the lighting experts do with the scenes that are filmed in this haunted city within its walls. I can't wait to see what they play with here. Could really touch on the horror vibes that, you know, are laced within the story of the books. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the other two characters that are present in this photo, and that are none other than Mandarb and Aldib, Lan and Moiraine's epic mounts that we know and love. Now, I have all the love for them, but always I will be a Bella man. Now on to the photo that is most interesting for me, at least. Now, of course, I'm talking about the image of the Aes Sedai with an imprisoned Locane Alblar, played by Alvaro Morte. Now, obviously here we have Alvaro, Loghain, caged, probably shielded from the One Power, a shield that is no doubt being maintained by the Aes Sedai in this picture. Now, in the background here, we have two unnamed Reds. Now, midway here are the two characters that I really want to talk about. That would be Alana Mousavi and Karine Nagashi, both Aes Sedai of the Green Aja. Alana played by Priyanka Bose and Karine played by Claire Perkins, respectively. Now, both Aes Sedai are of the Green Aja, like I said. We could see that. Look at their clothing. Look at the Reds' clothing behind them. Very similar to Rosamund Pike's Moiraine. Now, their cloaks look very similar. And if you look, you almost can see what seems like a green bejeweled ring on the hands of Priyanka and Claire here, or Alana and Karine. Now, this is what really lends to my belief, at least, that they might be changing the design of the Aes Sedai ring. It's an iconic piece of jewelry from the series, but really, if they change the design, as long as it looks cool, I'm perfectly fine. So there's going to be some slight spoilers ahead for New Spring, so if you don't want small spoilers for New Spring, you know, skip ahead. But what I'm really interested that's going on here is the fact that Claire Perkins is present at all, because Karine Nagashi is dead in the books. Alana Sedai here is no stranger, but I don't want to talk about her right now. The presence of Karine Sedai is a divergence from the books, but honestly, for me, it's a welcome one. Karine Nagashi, Aes Sedai of the Green Aja, was one of the first that was handpicked by the then Amyrlin Tamra Ospenia. Now, she was picked to search for the just-born Dragon Reborn. Now, factored into her choice for this, Tamra's, was Karine's strength in the One Power itself. At the start of the series, Moiraine and Siuan are two of the strongest wielders of the One Power known in the world at the time. And Karine, it's said later in the books, stood higher than them, unaided. Now, as I said, this is a welcome divergence from the books, because I really feel like in New Spring, Karine, she got done a little dirty. Now, she was hyped up at later parts in the series, as I said, as being one of the most powerful Aes Sedai in more than 600 years to be in the tower. But in New Spring, she's killed off screen by falling off of a ship and being presumably drowned by the Black Aja. Come on. So if this is the same Karine from New Spring and she just isn't dead, fantastic. We get to see some really cool stuff with Claire Perkins, who is a great actress. I've watched some of her stuff. If you haven't, go check it out. And a pretty cool Aes Sedai that we know little to nothing about, other than she's awesomely powerful in the One Power. And a green. Now, before I go, I want to shout out some love to two creators over on Twitter, which their handles are probably flashing on the screen right here now, but they are Brick Ninja and Brick of Time. They're collabing on a really fun project for the Wheel of Time, and they released a photo to coincide with the article that dropped. You should go check them and their project out. Links will be below. Now, I love the WoT fandom. It's, for the most part, fantastic people. There are really just some wholesome folks out there like these people, and it's great. That's all I have for you today. Please, if you like this and our other content, to make sure to like this video and our others. share them around, leave some comments, subscribe to our channel. It helps us out. And obviously, if you're super into it, you know, go and back Dragonmount's Patreon. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there. You get to see backstage into the making of our show, as well as some other really interesting behind the scenes WoT lore. So join the Patreon if you want to see that stuff. Let us know what you're most excited for in the comments. Tell us stuff that you want us to talk about next. I look forward to seeing what all of you think. Be safe, mask up, get the vaccine if you are medically able, everybody. We need to be safe. We need to flatten the curve. We need to help everyone that we can that cannot get the vaccine. Peace out, love, Black Lives Matter.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And you know what? Leave us a comment. We love comments, especially positive ones. Also, if you have somebody that you know that loves the Wheel of Time, let them know about us. Also, a huge special thanks to our sponsor, Tor Books, as well as our amazing Patreon community. If you want to learn more about how this show is made or about the Wheel of Time in general, you too can become a Patreon. As always, please follow us on Dragonmount. So we'll see you on social media and we'll see you next time.